Hello there, everybody. It is I, your friendly hamburger pal, King Mech, and welcome to this special presentation on YouTube. All month long, for the month of June, we bring you the second annual Female Protagonist Gaming Month here on TTBurger 88. We will be covering video games starring female lead protagonists, ranging from action-adventure, survival horror, and other video game genres. Be sure to grab a hot fresh cheeseburger, some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Thank you all for watching, and now here is Tony, aka TTBurger88, to bring you TTBurger Game Reviews Female Protagonist Edition on YouTube.
I think back to all the better days when I used to be young and free. I remember her like it was yesterday. She was so beautiful to me. In my mind sometimes.
What's going on, my friends? It's me, Tony, bringing you more TTBurger Game Reviews here on YouTube as we continue the month of June of Female Protagonist Gaming Month. All month long consisting of games with female protagonists in them. We continue now with episode 236, part 1 of 1. Before I get started, I want to give a shout out to Freegreen HD and SubZeroMNX for bringing back. Also want to give a shout out to Sadet the Hyper Lamia, Meg's, Brickles with Stateside, and Black Healer. Check them out. Their channels are awesome and definitely really worth it for sure. And also want to give a shout out to everyone who has supported this channel for the last 6 years. If it weren't for you guys, this channel wouldn't be as big as today. And thank you all from the bottom of my heart. But before we get started with today's review, let's check up on our cowgirl girlfriend Trixie, all the way from Texas, and see how things are going with her. Howdy, Trixie. What's shaking today in the heart of Texas?
Howdy, Tony. Everything is great here today down here in Texas. The sun's shining, the birds are singing. Perfect weather for a game of catch. Just doing the usual before the big day coming up here.
Glad to hear it. I can tell you're ready for more female protagonist game reviews at the moment, definitely for sure.
Totally, Tony. What is on the agenda this time around?
Totally, Trixie. Well, I was thinking about that Mech combat game. That mainly came out of nowhere. It was first released in Japan as like a digital game and stuff like that, and then got a physical copy and multiplayer version in Asia and stuff like that and everything.
Oh, sweet! That game I have been waiting to hear your thoughts on. It's about time this game came around. Totally makes up for not doing any cowgirl games. That's for sure.
Sweet deal there, Trixie. I will not leave you empty-handed. I promise by the end of the month I will try to find a cowgirl game for you to review. But I cannot make any promises, but I will try my best.
Okay, Tony. But let's get started.
Okay, Trixie, if you say so.
Okay, Tony. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's get started here with Wing of Darkness for the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Released on June 3rd, 2021. This is the Asia version, which is a multi-language version that has English subtitles and different subtitle languages like that. And let's get started here. Now, I gotta say, for Wing of Darkness, it's a cool concept, great graphics and sound, but the game was short, barely any replay value to it, and not that much to the game, and it suffered greatly because of it. Wing of Darkness is a mech combat game. In the air, your goal is simple: destroy the target enemies and call it a day, and watch another cutscene with story elements in it, then do another mission, then repeat until you beat the game. The game will not be getting a very high score due to the gameplay elements, but we will talk about that later. Let's get started here. Story takes place in the future, where there was a war going on between nations. It has gotten extreme to the point where this has become a struggle for survival rather than conflict between people. An all-new enemy has appeared called the Blankers, and the only way to defeat them is the weapon called the Held System. The only people who are capable of operating the Held System are young women known as Frauleins, who have become humanity's last hope. The story stars two of the Frauleins named Klara and Erika. Klara is the main character you play as, and both Klara and Erika narrate and tell the story of the events that happened with the war, what's going on with their lives and everything. Like, for example, Klara's birthday happened during the war, and etc. And there was also a part where Erika gets damaged. Her mech gets damaged. She becomes paralyzed, especially from the waist down and stuff, and can't fly or anything like that and stuff. But I know it's a little bit spoiled there, but that's what I'm saying there. The story is told through 3D still images with the two characters narrating. It kind of plays out like a visual novel with the 3D character models in it, and it's really good to say the least. The presentation of Wing of Darkness has great graphics. Definitely, while they may be simple looking, it's still simple is the best way to go. The mech models look very detailed along with the enemy shapes and mechs, and when they explode, explosions look awesome. But Wing of Darkness suffers from some serious slowdowns and frame rate issues at times when the action is getting pretty hot. The cutscenes look fantastic, and the 3D still image generating works really well for a game like this. Still overall great graphics. Same with the sound. Excellent voice acting, all in Japanese, and it works really well and sounds intense and action-packed. I'm glad they didn't try to put an English voice option in this, because if they did, it wouldn't have sounded as good, I'm sure. Same with the music too, and the vocal tracks at the beginning and end of the game. The music is awesome for sure. So overall, great sound. Now, earlier I mentioned that the game here would not be getting a very high score because of the gameplay elements and stuff. And sadly, that's what's going to happen here. The game has a great story, great graphics and sound, but the gameplay, the main aspect of the game to make the game fun, is what suffers here the most. It does have fun moments with flying around in the mech suit, shooting at the bad guys, and completing objectives to progress the story. The suits look unique and have 3 different types of weapons, like your machine gun, your missiles, and your special attack. The controls are simple and work well for the most part. There's no stiffness in the controls or anything. The game is simple, shoot down the targets, and move on to the next level while progressing the story as Klara and Erika. It sounds like there's nothing wrong with this. We should turn the game like this, where you shoot down enemies and stuff like that in the mech suit. With the protagonist, I like the idea and it works. But the problem is, the game suffers from the negatives. And there are big negatives here, is why it's not going to be getting that very high of a score. The game is way too easy and very repetitive. All you do is shoot the same type of enemies over and over and the same objectives. There's no like rescue objectives or anything like that. It's just shoot, move on to the next level and shoot some more and stuff like that. Customizing your weapon layout is useless because they give you a recommended layout option to choose from, so it just takes all the fun out of customizing your weapons. All the weapons feel the same, range from your machine gun, your missiles, your special weapons. They all feel the same and do the exact same amount of damage. And it just takes the challenge out of it. But the worst part of the game here, it is super short with no replay value. Only 6 missions total. The game can be beaten in 2 or 3 hours. There's not much variety in the missions, and they all play similar to one another. And after that though, when you beat the game, there's nothing to do after that. And $40 for a game that lasts only 2 or 3 hours with 6 missions and stuff like that is kind of a ripoff. But I can say I'm glad it's not $60, that's for sure. But it's not the worst game ever, but it's still mediocre, bad, or whatever. Final thoughts? If you want to play a mech combat game with female protagonists and stuff, I'll admit if you want to play the game for the story, hey, this game does have a good story and good graphics and sound, but honestly, not to harp on it, gameplay really suffered here and stuff because of that. The rating I give Wing of Darkness here is a 5.5 out of 10 because of the problems I had with it. It could have been better, it could have been longer and more challenging, and we didn't get that there. So Trixie, what do you think of Wing of Darkness here for the PlayStation 4, Xbox, PC, Nintendo Switch?
$40 for a 2 to 3 hour game? That is a total freaking ripoff, if I do say so myself.
Well, I call it highway robbery. At least it was not full price, that's for sure.
Totally. Yeah, you can say that again, but not in the literal sense. Got it?
Totally, Trixie, your wish is my command. Don't worry about it.
Well then, what's on the agenda for next time?
Well, Trixie, you have to wait and see. You know me, I do not give surprises like that out very early. And before you ask, no cowgirl game yet. But I promise, before the end of this month, I will try and find a cowgirl game to review for you.
Damn, it seems I'll have to see y'all later, because I really need to get back to my practice for the big day. That gold medal will be as good as mine. Until next time, bye-bye.
See you later, Trixie. Good luck with the dance contest. We're all rooting for you. Which all I gotta say, what will episode 237 cover? That's a fight up next. Which all I gotta say is Tony, peace out, have a great day, and see you all in the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Palm trees and the time moving slow, girl. Back to my place, hey, you can call it home, girl. Pina coladas on tap, we alone, girl.